Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode we are talking all about the link between drugs and hair loss. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. It's estimated that globally around 164 million people had a problem with drugs or alcohol in 2016. Almost 70% of people with a drug or alcohol problem are male. So we know about the effects that illegal drugs can have on our skin and internal organs and brains, but how much do we really know about the effects that illegal drugs can have on our hair, and can they kickstart permanent hair loss? The short answer is yes, and for a number of different reasons, so let's get straight into it. If drugs are a problem for you or anyone that you know, we've listed some organisations in the description that can help, so please do check them out, and please do feel free to forward this video to anyone who you think might find it useful. So the effects of illegal drugs on our hair are a bit of a grey area, purely because of the complete lack of extensive research into this field. All medicines in the UK are rigorously tested, and any potential side effects are predicted before they can be licensed by the Medicines and Healthcare Product Regulatory Agency. But we just don't have the same extensive level of information about illegal drugs. The short and long-term effects of illegal drugs on our hair can't therefore be predicted in as much detail. But there have been a small number of studies exploring the side effects of illegal drugs on animals. In one study, researchers injected cocaine under the skin of rats. Within 48 hours, patches of hair loss developed around the injection areas, and later the cells and living tissue around the area died. This study concluded that cocaine injected or inhaled is toxic enough to reduce cell division in hair follicles, and consequently may cause telogen effluvium. To understand what telogen effluvium actually means, let's take a look at the 3 phases of the hair follicle's life cycle, and it will help us to understand how we can keep our hair in the growing phase for as long as possible. It's normal to lose between 50 and 125 hairs every single day. This is all part of the 3 phases of the hair life cycle. These are the anagen phase, in which hair physically grows approximately 1 centimetre per month. It begins in the papilla, and this can last from 3 to 5 years. Next is the catagen phase. This is known as the resting or transitional phase, and this lasts about 2 weeks. The papilla detaches from the hair follicle, shrinks, and rests. The hair is then cut off from its blood supply. Last up is the telogen phase. In the telogen or shedding phase, the hair follicle remains out of action for between 1 to 4 months. The hair sheds, but the cells lining the follicle continue to grow as normal. Around 10 to 15% of all hairs on our head are in this phase at any one time. Within 2 weeks, the new hair shaft begins to emerge and the anagen phase starts all over again. Every single hair on the body is at a different stage in its hair life cycle, and shedding is a normal part of hair growth. But if you're losing more hair than normal, your scalp burns or itches, hair falls out in clumps, or if you're noticing bald patches, or you have sudden hair loss, or if you're worried about your hair loss, then you need to make an urgent appointment with your doctor. Lots of life events could lead to sudden hair loss, including stress, weight loss, an iron or vitamin or mineral deficiency, as well as treatments for certain illnesses, including cancer. So it's really important that you visit your doctor, who will be able to identify the root cause of your hair loss. Today we're going to be focusing on recreational or illegal drugs and how they could be linked to hair loss. It's also worth mentioning the various side effects of prescription drugs, and we're going to be covering this a little bit later on. If you're finding this video even a little bit useful so far, we'd be so happy for you to subscribe to our channel. We're releasing lots and lots of content all about hair care and how to fight hair loss. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube no longer shows you when new videos come out, so you'll always know when our latest videos come out if you hit the bell. So let's get back to it. We're going to start off talking about recreational drugs. Recreational drugs are any substance used without medical justification for their psychoactive effects. These include MDMA, often called ecstasy or Molly, heroin, and cocaine and marijuana, GHB and ketamine. So can recreational drugs cause hair loss? The short answer is yes, and for a number of different reasons. All recreational drugs have the capacity to cause a type of hair loss called telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium occurs when sudden or severe shock or stress causes an increase in normal levels of shedding hair. A sudden or stressful event can cause some hair follicles to stop growing and shift from the anagen phase to the telogen or the resting phase. Taking drugs causes a sudden shock to the system in the same way as a stressful event, so it could be as much as 3 months after drug use that hair loss will occur. This is because at the time of the shock to the system, certain hair follicles will prematurely stop growing and enter the resting or telogen phase. The hair follicles affected stay in the resting phase for about 90 days, after which time they'll shed and hair loss will become more noticeable. This also means that after you've stopped taking drugs, hair loss due to telogen effluvium could occur about 3 months later. Back in 2008, British model and actor Paul Sculfer revealed he quit cocaine because it was making his hair fall out, as he shared at the time. "My hair started falling out in my partying years because excessive cocaine abuse affects the adrenal system and halts hair growth. I'm lucky it grew back, I'm not vain, but I am obsessed with my hair." As well as telogen effluvium, there are secondary causes of hair loss. Malnutrition. Tolerance of drugs varies from person to person. However, for some people, taking recreational drugs can also cause another type of hair loss. This is diffuse thinning. Diffuse thinning describes an increased rate of hair loss from all over the scalp rather than in patches or at the hairline. This type of hair loss can occur due to malnutrition, and as recreational drugs such as cocaine may suppress the appetite, some regular drug users may not be taking the time to eat balanced, nutritional meals, so they're just not getting the protein, minerals, and vitamins needed for normal, healthy hair growth. Interrupted sleep patterns mean that essential maintenance of cells, especially those at the hair follicle, just don't happen. The hair follicle doesn't have the nourishment it needs to remain in the telogen phase. Recreational drugs also lead to a person feeling run down and general poor health, which also lowers a person's immune system. All these circumstances can contribute to weaker hair growth and can speed up or worsen other hair loss conditions, including male or female pattern baldness. For some people, if the person stops taking drugs and the body is able to rebalance itself naturally, then the hair should return to a normal, healthy hair growth cycle approximately 6 months after taking the drugs. However, for other people, although most drug-induced hair loss is temporary, the use of recreational drugs can trigger an early form of male or female pattern baldness, otherwise known as androgenic alopecia. Male or female pattern baldness is caused by a sensitivity to dihydrotestosterone. This is a hormone that's produced in the skin, liver, and testes. It occurs in both men and women, but DHT-related hair loss is much more prevalent in men. 2/3 of men worldwide will develop male pattern baldness by the time they are 30. DHT flows in the bloodstream and attaches itself to genetically susceptible hair follicles and shrinks them. This is a process called miniaturization. It gradually kills the hair follicle so no hair can grow there. The use of recreational drugs can speed up or trigger this type of hair loss. Before we forget to mention, please do click the link below to get our free ebook, Everything You Need to Know About Blocking DHT. It's filled with lots of facts and information to block DHT so that you can help roll back the clock and fight this type of hair loss. And if you have any particular questions about your own hair, feel free to DM us on Instagram. People ask us lots of different questions. They send pictures about their hair. Feel free to give us as much detail as possible. We love helping you and helping the world with their hair loss issues. So just DM us on Instagram or feel free to comment down below on our YouTube channel. Let's get back to drugs and hair loss. The next link between drugs and hair loss is caused by impure drugs. Hair loss from drug use can be connected to tainted drugs. Powder, often sold as cocaine, has often been found to be tainted with other substances, including thallium or rat poison. Thallium is known to cause thinning hair at lower doses and can cause death at high doses. As well as taking drugs, withdrawal symptoms can cause hair loss. The first step to stop taking drugs is to seek help, and we just want to remind you that we have listed some organisations below if you might find that useful, or please forward this information to anyone else that you think would find it very handy. If you've stopped taking drugs and you're still experiencing hair loss, then there are a few treatments out there. you might like to try my brand It Really Works vitamins. We've been featured in Forbes, Men's Health, Men's Fitness and lots of other blogs and men's magazines worldwide. We offer a full 90-day money-back guarantee if you don't love your hair after trying us out for 90 days. Just click the link below and check us out. We offer free worldwide shipping and you'll be joining tens of thousands of other guys who have joined the It Really Works Vitamins 90-day challenge. So check us out and see what we can do for you. It's also important to mention that there are other side effects caused by taking drugs that can happen to your body. Hair loss due to recreational drugs is just the tip of the iceberg of the damaging side effects of drug use. All drugs, even those that are natural or considered less harmful, have the potential to become highly addictive and could be doing irreparable damage to your body and mind. For example, Class C classified drugs, including cannabis and marijuana, have been linked to mental health problems, including schizophrenia when smoked, to lung diseases including asthma. Drugs such as cocaine, Adderall, Ritalin and ecstasy have also been known to disturb the dopamine levels in the brain. Dopamine is a hormone and a neuron transmitter. Dopamine enables us to identify rewards but also take action to move towards them. Since dopamine contributes to feelings of pleasure and satisfaction as part of the reward system, the neurotransmitter also plays a part in addiction. A study found that when cocaine is used, it increases the level of dopamine in the brain, creating the high that users feel. But prolonged use of the drug reduces the dopamine levels in the long term, making it physically more difficult for the user to experience rewarding and positive emotions. This could account for the high rates of depression among cocaine users, even after drug use has stopped. Drug addiction is a treatable, chronic illness. The best way forward to halt hair loss is to stop taking drugs. For many people, hair will regrow within 6 months after you stopped taking drugs. If you feel that drug use may have triggered early onset male or female pattern baldness, then the best thing to do is to visit your doctor. They'll be able to diagnose and prescribe a treatment that could work for you. Please remember to sign up to our mailing list. You'll get your free ebook, which has lots of handy, helpful hints on how to keep your hair thick, healthy and strong. We'd also love it if you subscribed. We have lots and lots of videos coming out all about how to stop hair loss and how to keep your hair thick, healthy and strong. So we can't wait to see you next time. I hope you've really found this video useful. Please do check out the list of organisations below that can help to stop, that can help you on your journey if you are trying to get yourself off drugs. So we can't wait to see you next time and have a lovely day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now. Mwah.